Thomas's Driving Lounge today with a special guest. We have Klaus Zyciora here. He's the head of VW Group Design, and we're driving the VW ID. Bus, all new model, still some camouflage, but we're also going to talk in general about design in the modern automotive world. First of all, here to the ID. Bus. Of course, we see from the outside it has kind of retro design, but I mean, people love the T1. And why why can't it, for example, just say like, hey, we just do like a T1 redesign and make it like exactly look like it looked at that time? Is it actually possible?
Yeah, I think you would be surprised if you take a T1 in the original. It's a little tiny box, far smaller than this product, and of course, safety, comfort, usability is from a different planet, and to create 100% copy of that thing is today not allowed, not possible, and literally I would say it's also not a good idea due to the fact that safety, crash regulations are of course not fulfilled. To sit on the front wheel with your feet literally directly behind the bumper is something that I would not recommend if you come into a crash situation.
Okay, so it's mainly about crash safety, the tests and assistance and so on. So, but let's say if you would be able still to do it like a one-to-one copy, would you actually do that? Or would you say, no, I still want to have like exactly the way it is right now?
No, I would of course say I want it exactly the way it is now, because we are living in a different time. And a car is a machine that has functionality. It has to serve its owners, its users, so you have to think from the customer end, and if you want to do something that fulfills customer needs today, you have to design it like this.
So at this moment there are like two different retro trends. The one retro trend is going more round again, you know, like also like the VW Beetle, for example, and the other trend would be more, you know, a little bit later in time to go more like this boxy style we've seen with the Ioniq 5, for example. And if I thought about like, hey, like a Golf 1, for example, design, so which way did you actually go and why?
First allow me a look on this trends here. We do see a bit more simplification, and I do embrace that, and that is also of course inherited in the design of the ID. Bus. It is cleaner, more puristic, easier to read, subtle to the eye, sympathetic, and the same I think you might state for the Beetle, and ambassadors for the brand, harking back in history and having a connection there is of course something that you can do today, and put emotion into a product that otherwise would be kind of cold. And I think that's truly important in our world to do something that drives a smile, where you would say, hey, look at that, that's cool. Yeah, not only, okay, it's a machine, I'm sitting in there.
I think that was also the case with the T1 originally, because it had something emotional. People almost felt it would be alive, you know. And I think that's something also like Sir William Lyons once said. He said like something like, a car is like the thing that comes close to something that's being alive, you know, what humans can create. So
absolutely, yeah, no. Now, like a member of the family that lives in the garage and has a nickname, and you talk to it, you know, that's something that connects us to this type of devices. Yeah?
Okay, what's the name of your car at home?
Oh, my car is in the moment a Touareg, and sometimes he speaks to me and wants stuff.
So does the Touareg have a name?
No, he has no name. It's just it's Touareg. He has a name. It's Touareg.
Maybe I once had a friend, and like he said, like, oh, like the name of my father's Mercedes is Heinz.
Heinz, yeah. Heinz is a very cool German name. Yeah.
Yeah, typical German name, and yeah, obviously you can also name your Mercedes after that one. So here the VW ID Bus. What elements did you actually take that you say, by this I can make the car more alive again?
Yeah, I have to look a bit into what is so special on a T1, yeah, and then that leads to the ID Bus. For me, it's kind of a contradiction. Yeah, a T1 is a super functional product. From bumper to bumper, it's only functionality. Yeah, you sit over the front wheels, and then you have benches and a luggage compartment, so totally functional, and you can sit upright. You know, you have vertical windows, you have plenty of room to house people or goods or whatever you like to do. It's a platform for people, and yeah, if you need to drive a fridge home, or you want to go to IKEA, easy going, no problem. So functionality at its best, and a totally functional product. Yeah, that was T1. But what is the genetic code that made it so sympathetic? Why do people fall in love with that?
Yeah, well, why is it? Why
and look, there is this round eyes. So round eyes are. At that time, yeah, every car had round eyes. But the combination of this V with the round eyes, the proportion, the rounded simple surfaces, all this was combined, I would say rather accidentally, then thought out by the designer, into a combination that then had the chance to be super recognizable, easy to read, and it was something that people liked because it was kind of cute. Also, it was something that was totally different from all the other cars that were on the road at that time. That's also special with Volkswagen. Also the Beetle, yeah, when it came out, there was no car that looked like that, had this round eyes, this V shape or tongue shape in the front, no air intake, yeah. So something truly unique, special, and yeah, a little cutish, sympathetic thing that you have to fall in love with. So this base layer of sympathy is of course also here. Yeah, you find this in the line that goes around the car, yeah, that dives through the front, but in a more contemporary, normal way, not so pointed. If you would do it like this, people would look at the car and say, I don't know, it's kind of strange. Yeah, you have to do it in a way that people are liking it and accepting it, and it need to fit in the design culture that we do have now. But it also need to stand out. Again,
you also have the big retro logo as well. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that was of course something that we had to fight for quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you anyone say like, that's too much wind disturbance or whatever?
No, a VW logo at that size, there were some that said, no, that's too big. We go for the normal one. You take one from a Golf, and that'll do it. No, yeah, you need to show this special character of this product quite prominent. Yeah.
So you said it's the big logo, or I'm out of here.
I said I'm insisting on this big logo, and I fought for nearly 20 years to reincarnate this.
For 20 years?
Yeah, I tried it several times. Yeah,
interesting.
The first iteration was a microbus. You may remember a show car, yeah, that also sparked a lot of enthusiasm, and yeah, people fell in love with it and said, "Oh, we need to do that." And we already came to the point that the production version was to be signed off, and then the company said, no, maybe it's too risky, and maybe we don't sell enough of it, and well, it's such a special character, maybe we need to go a little bit more mainstream, and so at that point of time, the company was not brave enough to believe in that, in this character.
And I know, there's like this running gag here when we always talk about the wheel sizes, and we always ask him like, which wheel size to go for?
The biggest, and this is in this case 21, yeah, and that is of course a must, yeah. All IDs do have huge wheels, and they pay into the uniqueness of the proportion. Yeah? If you look at the ID bus from the side, in a side view, side elevation, you see that the front overhang is ultra short. Also, the rear overhang is ultra short. A long wheelbase, huge wheels, and tons of space. Yeah?
But with these big wheels, I mean, you do lose some comfort. When you have smaller wheels, you have just more tire dampening, and you have some more comfort. Also, when you pick your personal car, do you still say like, design is what counts, and the hell with comfort? Would you still say like, yeah, it's just like with a tight Italian suit, it's not comfortable, but just looks great, and that's why?
I mean, if I as a designer would not say I'm going for the biggest wheels, yeah, that would be no way. Yeah? No, I'm fighting my whole career. I fought for good proportions, yeah, because a good proportion is the base layer for good design. If you have the architecture right, if you have the functionality right, yeah, if you have the elements positioned in a way that the thing is harmonious and rests in itself, yeah, and is delivering tension in the body, then you can leave out, simplify, and hone a design to perfection. And proportion is the base layer. Yeah? And of course, big wheels do pay into proportions. That's why I'm fighting like crazy for big wheels every time.
So, was there something here with this vehicle what you could not do? Where it's like, I would like to do this and this, but then it was not possible from a technology standpoint, or the engineers just said like, we have no idea how we could do that, or maybe it was like, like round headlamps. Did you want to do round headlamps, but it wasn't like possible?
No, round headlights would have been, of course, possible. Yeah, but it would have been something that is rather looking back than into the future. Yeah? A car deserves a long lifetime, yeah? And you have to do something that stands out, that is having its originality, that is special and stands out as brave, but you have to go also a little with the flow and do stuff that is contemporary. And the headlights, in example, are the ones that are wished for. They have, of course, also circles and round elements, but it's the light emitting diodes that are delivering this, and the light signature is giving the car its ID identity, yeah, so member of the ID family. The brand identity is also inherited. So all this plays with each other and is needed. Something that we are not that we were not able to accomplish is to have the windshield even a little bit more forward and the overhang even a little bit more shorter. Yeah, there we fight it like crazy to get this done. Yeah, and
turning circle here.
Yeah,
Holy.
and you can see how good the car turning cycle is, how small. Yeah, so.
It's almost like on standstill. I mean, it's a long vehicle, you know, but that's impressive. Yeah. So, anything else where you said like, okay, with the overhang, of course, but are you still, you know, happy in a way of you say, I could actually do the most things I want to do with this vehicle?
Yeah, I would have loved to have flush handles for the doors. I would have loved to have an even bigger roof. I would have loved to do some stuff in the interior with materials and elements that under the line have been not possible. But you know, the show car that we did is like the North Star. Yeah, that's what we as designers said. That's what I'm wishing for, yeah? And of course it gave a lot of headache to the engineers, yeah. They said, yeah. And after the echo from the public, and also with the might of Herbert Diess and a lot of stakeholders that said, no, now we have to deliver that, and come on, yeah. So. We have to do it, and then you start to dig into all those problems and find solutions. Yeah, and we found them on, I would say, 90% of the origin that the show car has given is done. Yeah? So you have the proportion 1:1. You have the wheel size 1:1. You have the super short overhang, maybe 2 or 3 centimeters more would be great, but you have also to do compromises. Without compromise, you never come to the road. You have time frames. You need to sign off a design. You have to industrialize it. So it's also about managing compromises to come to a product like this.
So. You know, when you're the head of the VW Group design, that means, I mean, there's like so many different vehicles, you know, and I mean, how can you imagine that as your just daily job runs? Is it because you cannot obviously draw all the cars yourself? Is it like that you maybe you want to, but time-wise, yeah, it might be a tricky thing. Yeah. So is it like, you know, you sit on your desk and then all the different designers from the brands come into your office, and then they show you a sketch and do like, nah, redo again. Yeah. So how does it work?
No, we have our procedures and we have our way of collaboration. Yeah? My aim is differentiation and of course to create stunning products and products that do stand out. The creation is the biggest part, the most part is of course done in the design houses of the respective brands. And we do have fantastic designers, great designers. Josef Kabant for Volkswagen, Oliver Stefani for Skoda, Mark Lichte for Audi, just to name a few. Jorge Diaz for Cupra, and so on and so forth. So great designers, not to forget Michael Mauer in Porsche, and great teams, big teams. Yeah, it's 1,600 designers in total that we have to manage, and my job is to reserve territories to take care that the things are apart from each other, that they develop specific characters with specific elements. And this is what I'm doing. I'm curating brands. I'm in collaboration with the design leaders, of course, work on the future of the brands. And if you
so you would basically tell the brand designers like, this is my global vision, and could you, for the next vehicle more move it like in this or this direction, and then they do it, and then you take a look at it and you say like, that's the right direction, or it's like, could you maybe make the wheels bigger?
Yeah, of course it's also that part, to work with the technology parts of the company on platforms, to get platform architectures right from the beginning, to fight for design content and design recipes for proportions. That's a big part of my job also. But I'm not dictating anybody to do anything. I'm a team player, and I'm working in close collaboration with the brands, and we are discussing things, and considering things and saying maybe it's better to be a bit more like that or like that. And is that not overlapping too much? Shouldn't we not do it like this or like this? And that's a big part of my job to talk to the guys, to also talk via drawing or pen, and of course also to look on specific elements or design items on products and state, maybe better like that, or have you thought about something like this? This is
to do
part of the job.
like a breakdance battle, but then with drawing, and then everyone shows the the other paper. Well, today maybe like on the iPad, right? Are you using more like really like paper and pen, or more like digitalized, or both, or what?
Usually I'm drawing a lot, and the advantage of an iPad is that you can do multiple tasks on it. I can write an email and follow a conversation on Teams, and at the same time in a separate window I can draw. Or
like,
can.
How big is your iPad? Is it like?
Oh, that would be great. It's an iPad Pro, and it's a great machine, of course, and big fun to work with it. No, but I'm if I have no iPad, I'm drawing on whatever comes across. Napkin, any kind of paper. As long as I have something to draw with, I'm drawing.
Okay, so it can happen maybe that the waiter in a restaurant takes the new napkin away, and later on it becomes a €1 million masterpiece because it was the original design sketch of the next big vehicle.
That's very kind of you, that you value my creation this high.
So waiters and waiters out there, watch for his napkins.
Take care, No, but I think they would say, oh, nice, but oh shit, now it's ruined. We have to put it on the bill.
Oh, it's dirty. But like back in the days when you were starting as a designer, and maybe you were more like hands-on, and nowadays when you're more in this meta position, can you still draw a single vehicle yourself and saying like, this is like, let's just say there will be an all-new electric VW Scirocco. Who knows?
Yeah.
Could you say like, this is one of my favorite vehicles from VW of all time. I'm drawing this myself, period. Or
then bring it to the market.
Yes, of course, yourself. The thing is like, can you still decide, I want to design this car, I want to be like, or is it when you're in this meta position, that's not possible at all?
No, that's not. It would be possible, maybe, but with a lot of conflicts. And that's not my role. I have the role of curating brands and designing brands and keeping them apart from each other. What not means that I'm not giving impulses or product ideas. Of course I do, but in the end, the design always is delivered from the specific brands and has the imprint of the specific design head. Yeah? And that's from my point of view great, and that's the way it should be. Yeah? So we see ourselves also as a team. Yeah?
So one question we got from our viewers is, why wasn't there like a Golf 1 EV? You know, we've seen the Honda E had this boxy design and everyone loved it, not too much range. The Ioniq 5 also goes in this boxy retro direction, and everyone's like especially with the Honda E. This was the vehicle that VW should have done, you know? So why don't we have like a retro boxy VW Golf 1 design? So why didn't that happen?
Yeah, of course, first we have to give a little clap on the hands of our colleagues. Yeah, they have been in the box with our silverware, but okay, that's fine. Yeah, and I also like quite a bit the Honda and the Ioniq 5. Yeah, good cars, great products, and a great addition to the electric lineup of the planet, so to speak, because we are all together in this. Yeah. No, Golf is, of course, something that is truly iconic, but we have a Golf. And a Golf needs to follow its path. Yeah? So we are in the 8th iteration. We also will see a next one and wait and see how this goes.
I'm not exactly sure what to take from this.
Imagination and multiple possibilities. No, but of course, yeah, I will also fight for an electric, full electric reincarnation of the Golf. Once the combustion age comes to an end, there need to be a Volkswagen Golf full electric. This product identity is so strong, and we see it. Others do copy it, so why should we drop that?
Looking forward to that. We should mark that as a time code. Yeah, but obviously, you know, for the most recent ID family, you rather decide, you know, to go in the more round direction. So is that kind of, you know, has it more to do with aerodynamics, or even if aerodynamics wouldn't play a role, that you would still say, you know, I went for this design language because I just wanted the cars to look that way?
Yeah, of course, it is also inherited in the other products that we are doing. Yeah? Aerodynamics do play a much bigger role than in the past. Drag coefficient is a driver for efficiency, especially also on electric cars where you do not have that much energy on board. So you need to take care that you are not consuming so much whilst traveling. To go into a more fluent, simplified direction is the way we go forward. We have awesome proportions on the Golf, still lines that are circulating and giving this product a character that is very specific. And it goes with the time. It develops from a rather additional design approach to something that is giving more sophistication and finesse and a better aerodynamic behavior drag coefficient.
So it's kind of like a mix of both, actually. But you know,
yeah,
as you said, yeah, I'm still want the Golf 1 EV, and I mean, we got the input. I know you guys also want to see that, and yeah, maybe there is an
wait and
spot,
see.
but yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in here with us today, and also to you as well. If you want to see more about the VW bus, click the video right here, and of course, the most current worldwide ID model is the ID.4. Got a lot of content on that one here.
Bye bye.